Okay, everybody, so welcome back. Once again, this is Ian from Mindful Marketplace. It is the 17th of December, 2024. All right, so another question that has come up quite a bit is using card for directories, right? So building a directory using the card platform. And you can do that for sure. This is a template that is, you'll see here, and I'll show you, it's a template, but I'll show you the live version as well. You can see it's just basically filled out very sparsely, but that's because it's a template. But nonetheless, you can use something like this really, I think, really skillfully to build, um, like micro directories in particular. So compared to something like WordPress, here's a picture of myself. Um, you can build something like this very, very quickly using entirely card. And you'll see here, all the links point out to different, resources. All these pictures obviously are just, again, template filled in, illustrations that, I just put to kind of, flesh the template out. Um, I don't know why that picture didn't save. Let's save it here. So the in my view anyway, the really beneficial sort of ideas around using card as opposed to something like WordPress or even something like Framer, I would argue, is card allows you to build all these sorts of sites on a real bootstrap budget. There's no hosting cost. You can incorporate both an email opt-in form so you can get folks to actually sign up. So let's see if you look here, subscribe. So this is an email piece. You also have the submit piece, right, which will go right to the card administrators. Let's look at that. So folks can actually fill that out there and they can submit a listing and, you know, go back to exploring what's available, using the various anchors on the page. Uh, Card has, a myriad of, to my eye, benefits over using one of these other sorts of platforms. Again, something like, WordPress requires plugins and directory themes and all that sort of stuff. You need hosting. So if you wanted to build, let's say, 25 of these in 2025, right? You wanted to build 25 mini directories or nano directories. If you did that on WordPress or you did it even on Framer, you would need to actually pay for each hosting occurrence, either on WordPress, which is going to be pricey, or you would need to do the same on Framer, which I love Framer, but you can't have a custom domain with this sort of site that you know uh, that's not on a Framer subdomain. You need to pay for that. Whereas with card you don't, and I'll show you really quickly. If you go, let's go back into the dashboard for a second. If you were to look at this from the standpoint of, let's say we're editing this. Oh, it's a different site. I just screwed that up. Let's go back. It's down here. So you could actually publish this on your own domain. Right? So right now it's published as a template or it's saved as a template, but you could publish this to a custom domain, a card URL, or an offline draft. But a custom domain here means if you own the domain name, you can publish this to a live, let's say in this case, delraybeach.com for an example, because this is ostensibly for a local directory in Delray. The template is sort of modeled after that. So if you own that domain, all you're going to do is publish it to a custom domain, and you're going to fill out the DNS stuff there, and you're good to go. If you did this on Framer, for an example, which has great directory themes, you would actually need to publish this to a framer subdomain, much like the card.co subdomain, which loses you some branding, right? You don't want this